Aloha and welcome back to another video. The camera work is a little off on this one, but that's okay. Hopefully I'm not too loud. Dang motorcycle going by. The train, I just had to wait the train out as well, so hopefully everything's fine audio-wise, camera-wise, all of that. Here we have Manga I. I'm going to go through some of the kind of the, hodgepodge stuff I have. This section is mostly just kind of Japanese kind of stuff. I have, and then we're going to cover a bunch of Tick comics, so yeah. Here we have Manga I. This is an anthology series that was done by Arctic Press in 1990, I believe it's 1992, 1991, something like that. I'll put a, something on screen showing you right now. Oh, 91, there you go. 1991, and this is the 12th issue in this series. It's an anthology series showing off a lot of kind of indie manga work from various time periods past, and it's all collected here in this series. And just from reading this one issue alone, I definitely can say it's worth picking up for a few dollars if it sounds like something that's interesting. If you like anthology series, especially from back in the day, or you're just a fan of manga, period, I feel like this is really something that you should check out. It's not, because it's an anthology series, there are some stories that carry over, but for the most part it's very kind of one and done. So that's very, I think that's a good thing in my opinion, because it's easy to just kind of hop in, read a quick story, hop out. And if you want to see more about this, click the card in the top right somewhere, and I did a whole video on it going story by story. And next up we have Sanctuary. I have both, it's a 4-part series broken up into these kind of digests, and I have part 1 and it says 9 there. Oh, part 2 there. Okay. So I got part 1 and part 2. I'm not going to flip through all of this because it has some nudity in it. I learned that the hard way in the video that I originally covered this in. But the art is fantastic, as you can see here. Very well done. And it seems to be a kind of detective story. There's two, I forget if it was a friend and a brother. I think that might be the case. And basically a falling out happens between them, and one goes to the dark path and one goes to the light path. One works I forget if it's trying to stop crime, police officer or something like that, and the other becomes involved in crime. So very good art, as you can see there. I love the line work. It's all black and white, but that's perfectly fine with me. And if anything, it makes it more cinematic, more akin to a film. Here we go. Here's more art for you, and pretty big panels for the most part, and pretty good sized text. I was a little surprised by that, but there you go. And we also have part 2 here. I don't want to flip too far into this because this one has nudity almost right near the beginning, but there's an awesome shot there. And here's also, look at that hallway. Wow, that's creepy. We got a lot of details on the face there, sweat and such. Very cool. And yeah, that's that. I picked all 3 of those up for super cheap, for like 50 cents each, something like that. Let me get this in order here. So yeah, definitely worth it for that. And they seem to be able to be found. I don't know if readily is the right word, but it seems like they're able to be found. It's not too hard to find them, it seems, especially for a good price if you are looking for them or hunt around a little bit. And we have Chroma Tick. Now we're going on to Chroma Tick. I already have the first issue out here. This is Chroma Tick issue 1. This is a recoloration of the first Chroma Tick issue. It's 40 pages, as you can see, and it's special edition, so it has a bunch of different things that are included. And it's funny because retail price was $3.95 or $4.95 in Canada, and I picked it up for what was it, like $1 or something, in a lot I bought on eBay. But one page is kind of like a spread here. It's almost like a poster. It's going to be hard to show this off here, but there you go. And you have little like cards here that are like fact cards of some kind right there. And then you got their little comic panels there. And then on the back, you have like various little, facts about the Tick, it seems. So that's super cool. And towards the back here, you also have, I guess because it's a special edition, you have the story of how the Tick was created. So that's pretty cool, with Ben Unland narrating and talking about a little bit about how he got into designing comics and that kind of stuff. And let me flip to that here. There you go. There's him and his writings. It's hard to, again, I tried to get the camera the best I could, wrestling with both how to position the camera in a way where I'm able to show off, as much as I can, where I have the box and the comic being shown off at the same time, but also positioning it in a way that my tripod won't collapse because my tripod is falling apart. This cheap piece of crap. And there you go. So yeah, I love that shot there. He looks like he's in like some kind of like music video, like Nickelback music video. And the art here is quite cool. You can definitely tell that it was, or you can kind of tell that it was originally black and white, because the color choices they use seem to be quite unique, and seem like they kind of clash a little bit with the art, in my opinion, personally. But I like it in a way. It kind of gives it a unique vibe. It's kind of, what would you say? I don't know, faded colors. So that's cool. And there you go. It's the Tick. If you like the Tick, then this is what, if you want to start reading the Tick and you want to read it in color, this is the way you should probably do it. There's a bunch of like omnibuses and trades with the Tick in it, but I'm not sure. I didn't think any of them were in color as far as I'm aware. But also, of course, picking up single issues, you get all the bonuses that you would get in, because they're special editions. So, and that back art is pretty cool as well. And then moving on, we have Chromatic issue 9. These are the only 2 Chromatic issues I have. I'm not going to pull this out. If you want to see, I better not go too far. I better hurry up through these because I have a lot to go through, and I actually covered them all in a video on their own before. So that's Chromatic issue 9, I believe. Yeah, issue 9. And then we have, I'll put this in order. I can always fix it later, but here we have Karma Tornado. This is a side spin-off series with the Tick, and this is in black and white. I think that cover's pretty cool there. And yeah, it's a side series that didn't run for too long, I don't think, but there you go. Issue 2, I don't know what year this is. That's okay. If I put the year on screen for all of them, we'll be here forever. But I flipped through a lot of these, if I remember correctly, in my Tick video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely click the card in the top right. I go through every single one of these in detail. Number 4, I talk about my history with the Tick, and what I think of him, what I think of the animated series, and so on. So definitely check that out. Here's issue 5. Kind of interesting cover there. Here's issue 6. Pretty cool there. And then we're moving on to these, as far as I'm aware, are basically kind of like, how would you say, it's hard for me to word. They have like some comic panels and art in it, but it's mostly just kind of talking about the Tick and the Tick lore. They're almost like encyclopedias. There you go. They're like the Tick encyclopedias for world building and things of that nature, as far as I'm aware. So it talks about the various characters that are in the show and the comic universe. Chairface, Chippendale, characters like that. Shows different members of his gang. Tells you all about him, that kind of thing. So definitely something interesting to have if you're a big Tick fan. Definitely not something you'd want to just hunt down just randomly. But if you're a Tick fan and you already love the universe, then this seems like a good thing to have, fun thing to have, I should say. And that's called The Tick's Giant Circus of the Mighty, number 1. And we also have number 2 here, which seems to just be more of the same. Flip through here a little bit, show you what I'm talking about. Especially since it's not in a sleeve as of yet. Oh, yeah, this one, some of these Tick issues aren't in sleeves because they were too big. What's weird is that a lot of the sizes for these New England comics, a lot of them are in weird sizes. Some of them, like these, are like almost like Golden Age size. They're wider. They're almost like a magazine in terms of their, in terms of a size comparison. Other issues are just normal issue size, and then others are like in between. Some like this are extra thick. This isn't Tick related, but I think chronologically I threw this in because it fits chronologically, I think. But this is basically all about horror. It has horror comics and things from like the 50s and various things of that nature. It even has different horror posters from it's not posters. It's horror comic book covers and so on. I cover this quite a bit in that video, so I won't go on about it for too long, but it's super cool to have if you're interested in horror, which I definitely am. I'm doing a October stream right now in my Discord about horror movies. I'm streaming a bunch of horror movies in my Discord. If you want to check that out, click the link in the description below to learn more about that. But yeah, I love horror, and if you like comic books, this is a clash of the two, a collection of quite a bit of stuff here. And look at all those covers, fantastic. And I'll just leave that out, all organized after. Here we have Chainsaw Vigilante, which was a villain, as far as I know, from the Tick universe, but he got his own spin-off. This is issue 2. I don't have issue 1, but there you go. We also have Man-Eating Cow, another spin-off, a New England comic, issue 2. New England Comics seemed like they did a lot of spin-offs when the Tick got popular, used a lot of the Tick's heroes, or the Tick's villains, I should say, and kind of gave them their own kind of mini-series of sorts. But a lot of them, it's just like a few issues, and that was it. That was all she wrote for a lot of these series. Paul the Samurai, which I don't believe is in the Tick universe. I mean, like, it's in the Tick universe, but it's not in the Tick comics as far as I know, I think. Not 100% sure, and it's kind of like another comedy action series. Haven't read it yet. That's issue 1. Here we have Paul the Samurai Wretched, which issue 3. And I don't get the difference between Paul the Samurai and Paul the Samurai Wretched. It seems as if it's a different series. I'm not exactly sure. But here's some art from the inside, very akin to the Tick, but a little more, I'd actually say it's a little more Archie-like in its facial depictions. Not necessarily Archie, but more, I don't know, the way the faces are drawn in comparison to the Tick, I guess you could say is different, but for the most part, everything else seems to be very similar. You know, the way it uses shading, as you can see on those panels. And then we're moving on to... Oh, jeez. Oh, camera's gonna tip over. Paul the Samurai, number 1. What was this before? I remember the numbering got all weird. Yeah. So this is Paul the Samurai. So this is Paul the Samurai number 1, but the text is green for some odd reason. This is Paul the Samurai issue 1. The text is red. And I looked at the dates, I remember, and they're a few years apart. So it seems as if they were 2 separate Paul the Samurai series. This one, I believe, chronologically, because I placed it later. So I believe this one came out a little later than the other one. But have you look at some art while I'm talking. But yeah, that's pretty odd. I wish they kind of, put something on there saying volume 1 and volume 2 or something like that. But it is what it is. As far as I know, yeah, they seem to be different series. Won't know for sure until I read them. But speaking of, though, we have, it seems as if I remember correctly, Paul the Samurai issue 2, but it's in that second series, it appears to be. Pretty cool cover there. And I'll flip through some art. And after that, that's all I have with old The Tick issues, but I also have quite a number of new free comic book day issues of The Tick. And that was originally how I was actually introduced to The Tick. And I only had about one free comic book day issue. It was this one. This was the free comic book day issue I had of The Tick. This was my first introduction to him. And from this point onwards, I always thought The Tick was pretty cool, and slowly but surely, watched the show and eventually picked up issues. And the next thing I knew, I ordered online for super cheap all of the free comic book day issues from New England Comics for like $4 or something. And I got another copy of this. I got this year as well. I'll go through them more, one by one, but another year here, 2020, and this year, which I believe this is 2014. So super cool there. And all for like $4. So and I believe that's still going. It takes quite a while to ship in. It took like them 2-3 months to ship it in. But if you're you're interested in The Tick, this might just be the best way to read it if you want to collect physically, that is. Obviously, you get things digitally or something. But if you want to collect physically, going to the New England Comics, they're online or whatever, and talking about this deal and asking them. The guy on the phone wasn't too nice, but that's okay. Getting through that, you can pay, $4 or so and get like 5 or 6 issues here. I don't know how many there are here, but you can count them. I went through them there. So let me go through them again cover-wise. This is like 2014 or 15. This is 2015 or 16. One that I originally started, and these, you can tell the writing style is definitely different from the past, but it's not too different. And obviously it's in full color. Well, I don't know if that's obvious, but it's in full color, so that's nice. And some of these mostly just focus on one story. Sometimes they focus on multiple stories. It just kind of depends. This is whatever issue, I think it's 16 or 17. This would be 3 Happy Birthday. So if it's Happy Birthday, I'm guessing this would be 15th anniversary. So it'd be like 20. Oh, no. It'd be like, what would it be? I think he started Ben Unland. I think he started writing the Tick for his local comic book shop and a newsletter around, was it like 87, somewhere around there? So I think this is 2017. I'm going to go with 2017. Here we have another issue here. So this would be 2018, I think. Yeah. 2018, 2019. That's a cool cover there. You can tell that the art design changed a little bit, but still definitely cool nonetheless. And it's crashing through the logo there. Almost reminds me of the Beta Ray Bill, first appearance of Beta Ray Bill issue, where he's slicing through the title there. And then I know for a fact this is 2020. So yeah, there you go. Last one was 2019, 2018, so on. So yeah, there you go. 2020. And that's it. That's all of the Tick issues I have, I think. Yes, that's all the Tick issues I have. So we still got 16. It's only 16 minutes. Should I throw in something else? I don't know. Nah, I'll wait for a different video. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next one. This is probably I'm thinking this is the last of my comic book collection that I've shown you and are mostly not new pickups. And now I'm thinking we're going to the next part. Oh, shoot. I almost forgot. Okay, stare at this for a second. I have Karma Tornado issue 1. I totally forgot about that. I set it aside because for like a month or 2 months ago, because I still have to clean it, I dropped it. And, I guess, I don't know if it's because I'm a germaphobe or what it is, but I got to clean it, and I totally forgot about it, and I had it sitting aside. So here we go. Karma Tick, the Tick Karma Tornado, issue 1. I'm not going to flip through this, but there you go. I think for the last time, I'm thinking this is the last of my new comics, old comics to show you, and now I think we're going to be moving on to new comics, things I haven't shown you, things that I picked up for the last few months, and if you want to see that, definitely tune in next time. See you next time, and aloha.